The mystery at Blind Frog Ranch Season 5 is finally getting more interesting. Chad and Duane Ollinger are starting to discover mysterious markings and clues that could lead them to the keyhole chamber. They believe it contains Aztec treasures. But at the same time, the team is running into mysterious problems, as locals believe the land is cursed. It also appears that things are getting even more complicated in the upcoming episode. Keep reading to see why. Discovery Channel recently released a new YouTube video featuring the craziest sightings on mystery at Blind Frog Ranch. The video started off with the team's midnight encounter with an unknown, fast-moving creature. They were able to light up its eyes through the flashlight's reflection, but they never figured out what it was. They also ran into unusual ground tremors while digging. They were told by a historian about the stories of a mountain that mysteriously rumbles all the time. Discovery Channel recently released a new synopsis for the upcoming episode of Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch Season 5. According to the network, Duane is taking extra steps to find who's spying on them after a mysterious trailer appeared on their site. The team will also learn the purpose of the cylinder they discovered. They also discover that the government has been tracking a UAP, also known as Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon. Some would also call it UFO, and it seems the mysterious events happening in the land could be related to something out of this world. The latest episode of Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch Season 5 featured the team uncovering a tablet with mysterious markings. However, some fans are skeptical about its authenticity. In a social media thread, the OP stated that the tablet seemed perfectly clean when they brought it up to study. This wasn't the first time fans doubted what's being shown this season. Recently, some viewers called out how obvious it was that the man who took the cylinder was a paid actor, especially with how the camera knew exactly where to point. The rugged terrain of eastern Utah has always hidden more than it revealed. Beneath the jagged cliffs, dusty trails, and meandering streams lies Blind Frog Ranch, a place long rumored to guard secrets that go far beyond simple folklore. Season after season, Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch has tugged at the edges of those secrets, peeling back layers of history, legend, and raw suspense. But in the upcoming episode, what begins as a routine excavation will spiral into an unexpected and chilling twist that could upend everything the team thought they knew about the land and themselves. As the sun breaks across the Uinta Basin, the team continues to pursue what's believed to be a hidden underground cavern system, one long speculated to contain Spanish gold or pre-Columbian artifacts. With the use of advanced ground-penetrating radar and updated LiDAR scans, a new anomaly has emerged beneath the rock face near the eastern ridge, a location previously deemed too unstable to explore. The new data indicates a massive void, shaped unnaturally and containing reflective surfaces that suggest the presence of metallic objects or constructed structures. The crew, led by Duane and Chad Ollinger, approaches the new discovery with equal parts excitement and caution. The terrain is difficult, riddled with narrow ledges and sudden drop-offs. Early signs of seismic instability raise red flags, especially as the team begins drilling a small borehole to lower a camera into the cavity. Almost immediately, things begin to go wrong. The equipment jams repeatedly, and the borehole starts to fill with an oily black liquid that no one can quite identify. Samples are taken for analysis, but the team presses forward. What the camera captures when finally lowered into the void is equal parts thrilling and disturbing. Amid the shadows and reflections, viewers will see what appears to be a rectangular object resting on a rock platform, perfectly symmetrical and seemingly out of place amid the otherwise natural cavern. Nearby, carved into the stone wall, is a sequence of symbols that do not match any previously discovered in the area. The lines are sharp and deliberate. Ancient, yes, but not indigenous to the region, or perhaps not even terrestrial. Before the team can celebrate their findings, the atmosphere shifts. The cameras pick up a subtle hum, a low-frequency vibration that has no clear source. Animals in the area become agitated. A member of the crew experiences a sudden, unexplained nosebleed. Communication with base camp begins to falter, radios garbling voices into static and gibberish. The episode slows here, letting the growing unease simmer. Even longtime skeptics among the crew begin to express doubts. Something about this find feels different. Twist and wrong. While reviewing drone footage taken 2 days prior, meant to scout the ridge for a safer access route, the production team notices something unusual. A figure, human in appearance but distorted in form, appears briefly at the edge of a rock outcropping, watching the excavation site. The figure doesn't move in a natural way. It stands with eerie stillness before vanishing between frames. At first dismissed as a camera glitch or lens flare, multiple angles confirm the presence and the impossible movements of the shadowy observer. It is not the first time something unexplainable has been caught on camera at Blind Frog Ranch, but this instance is harder to brush aside. As the team reviews the footage and the implications begin to sink in, tension within the camp escalates. A motion sensor alarm triggers late at night, with no animal or person found on the perimeter. One of the backup generators fails inexplicably. And then, the biggest shock yet. The rectangular object, seen in the void, is gone when the camera is lowered again. In its place, only disturbed silt and a faint, newly carved symbol on the cavern floor, matching those seen on the wall earlier. No one has entered the cavern. No digging has occurred. Yet, the object has disappeared entirely. This is where the narrative splits. Some believe the object was never real, a trick of light or a hallucination induced by the strange electromagnetic environment. Others insist it was moved, deliberately, by something or someone aware of the team's actions. Viewers are given glimpses of the lab analysis from the mysterious black liquid, an unusual composition high in rare earth elements and unknown microbial forms. The implications are immense, but no conclusions are reached. Only more questions. The episode closes on a sobering note. The crew assembles at dawn, visibly shaken but resolved to continue. They know they've crossed into something deeper than treasure hunting, something that blends history, science, and perhaps phenomena that defy both. As Chad prepares to re-enter the excavation zone with a revised plan and better equipment, a final clip is teased for the following week. A sudden cave-in, a buried chamber, and a possible doorway sealed in stone. It's only shown for a second, just enough to make hearts race and theories explode. This episode marks a shift in tone for the series. What was once a quest for hidden wealth is now something more layered, more unnerving. The mysteries of Blind Frog Ranch have never been more alive, and never more dangerous. As fans will see, the land is not just hiding secrets, it's guarding them. Expect online communities to erupt with speculation following the episode's airing. Theories will range from ancient extraterrestrial involvement to time displacement artifacts and government cover-ups. Some will argue the show is leaning too far into sensationalism. Others will point to decades of similar accounts in the region, from Skinwalker Ranch to local indigenous oral histories that speak of forbidden places and watchers in the stone. The narrative's blending of science and the supernatural ensures there will be no shortage of debate. Ultimately, what makes this episode so impactful isn't just the twist itself, but the atmosphere it builds. A slow descent into a place where the physical rules begin to blur. It's not just that something is out there. It's that whatever it is, it may be watching from just beyond the rock face, waiting for someone to dig too deep. Or worse, for someone to leave something behind. The twist sets the tone for the remainder of the season. More excavation will follow, but so will an escalation of unexplained events. Equipment will fail. Maps will no longer align with the terrain. The team's trust in each other may even begin to erode. Viewers are in for a season where truth and myth are inseparable, and where every answer leads only to more questions. For longtime fans, this is Blind Frog Ranch at its most compelling. A place where past and future collide under the surface, where a dig site becomes a threshold, and where the next step might not just change what we know about the land, but about the world itself.